Thank you, David. Morning, everyone. My my voice sounds like strange. um, I have a friend here because I'm Portuguese and my English is not very, very good. So I put an eye here and another here. Okay? You don't mind? Okay. I'm Martin Feldman. One eye here, one eye here. Okay? Uh, First of all, um, I want to thank you to David Poxon to the to give me. I'm gonna read for the opportunity he gave me to be here at this great event in this wonderful place, because it is a wonderful place here, and in the company of all these masters of watercolor, and in your company. It's fabulous. So many people here, and I'm delighted. Delighted, it's a nice word. Before I starting to talk with my method of work itself, I want to talk a little about my main theme, okay? The portrait of elderly people. I come from a region in the south of Portugal that which is a very extensive region where the main source of the economy is the agriculture. With the technological advances, this activity reduced the need of manpower. And so young people need to look elsewhere and develop other activities, professional activities. And the region gradually, the people that stays more elderly and elderly and elderly. Another. I promise that I'm not boring you very much. Why I paint portraits of elderly people? It's not just only because it's a region with many elder people, but because it's a social issue. Yes? You understand? I think it's a problem that is global. And I paint the portraits of elder people because of I try to draw the attention of the competent authorities for the loneliness of in which many of them live. I don't know if here in England it's the same thing. Yeah, but the politics don't care. I try, I paint, I show, I go in television, in radio programs, newspapers, and naive, I thought that my painting could may influence the politicals, but they don't care. Okay, it's very beautiful, but people still loneliness, continue with his life. Okay. How do I choose my portrait men or women? Women is plural. Yes. Okay. I start to say that I just only paint people that I know. I don't paint people, unknown people. I saw people in the street. It's a beautiful face, but if I don't know him, I don't paint him. And why? Because I need to talk with that person. I need to hear her feelings, her stories, what he think about so many things, and I try to. I'm gonna read. Because I must capture the confidence. My subject must be relaxed and confident. It must and I must be also confident to try to portray, to paint that face, because it's not just only to paint a face, a human face. I must saw her soul. I must enter inside, and if I don't know the person, it's just only a face. And I need to see. Okay? I'm almost finishing the blah 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 blah. Oh, so I have finished the blah 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 blah. Now I gonna start my technique of painting the portraits, and I have several photographies. If you want to see the original is in the wall. Okay? I'm not a virtuous man to drawing. All the things I do, it requires much patience and attention. I'm not a quick master of drawing. No, slowly. So I start to talk with the person. I take so many photos, and then in my studio, I prepare the portrait, and I start to make a very minutious drawing of the person. I don't know, it's not very clear probably. No, yes, I understand, because here it's not very clear too. Then I start to give the first layers. It's layers to define the zones of light and shadow, to mark volumes. Because initially I made a structure. The details came much more later. Yes, thank you very much. Please help me. Help me, because my English is so poor. I know, your Portuguese is... I know. But I try. I usually say, I try to speak a little bit English, a little bit Italian, a little bit Spanish, and I try to speak Portuguese also. It's not easy. Not easy. And the portraits go on. So many layers. Until this phase, I gave 6, 7 layers. Okay? Some people start with the eyes, and most of the time, the eyes, it's the last thing that I paint. I paint the face, and for the end, I left the eyes because the eyes take me so much time to paint. It's a process. It's a process very slowly and minutious. Yes, because the eyes reflect so many things. It's not just only a pupil and pupil. No, pupil. It's a student. No, no, it's a pupil. Okay.
We have a saying: the eyes are the mirror of the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you watch the progress of the portrait, you saw here, for instance, the man has a hat, and here, yeah, okay. The portrait is a dynamic process. We paint, and we always made changes. It's not a thing that we start and finish, okay. No, I made so many changes during the process. And I talk about the head and the ear, because you see at the end the head disappear practically and the ear disappear completely. Here I start the eyes, but not. But I don't focus in too much in the eyes at this time. In this, I focus much more in the skin, the tones of the skin, and at this time I probably have 13 layers, 13, 14 layers. One thing is fundamental. I can give 20 or 25 layers in a portrait, but one thing I don't lose. Never. Watercolor is transparency. If it wasn't transparent, it wasn't a watercolor. It's an oil, it's acrylic, a mixed media. And so, if I give 25 layers, okay, I must keep the transparency of my portrait. Okay? This photo, the head is been here. In this photo, the head is cut. Okay? The ear, it's cut. And I made the eyebrows. Eyebrows? Yeah, eyebrows. Spectacle. The eyebrows. Okay. And so many layers and details. Now I start to put the details because my model, it's my model, okay? And people who knows the model identify. But it's not religious that it's like that. I put some details that I think that increase the portrait. Such as some, how can I say? I'm very minutious. Some, I don't know, pores. Yes, in the photo reference there are, but I put them. And I promise you that I almost finish. Okay? This is in the final phase. Here I start made the beard. Yeah, I start stubble.
It's just starting a beard.
Oh,
Stubble.
stubble. Here no, but here we can see. I start the stubbles. And continue the stubbles, and I continue with the eyes also. And it's almost finished. This picture is the final picture. The color is it's not the same of the original. If you want to see the original, you can say this photo is very, very red. And the skin is not so red. And here he have the stubbles, the eyebrows, the eyes, no ear, almost no head, no ear in this side, and it's finished. I'm sorry if I disappoint you with my lecture, but if I promise you a thing. If my lecture was in Portuguese, oh.
Can I ask how you do the eyebrows? You just use a very, very fine brush?
No, I don't use a very, very fine brush. I use a regular brush. The point of the fingers work in the point of the brush. I don't like very, very teeny brushes because they don't reserve the paint. And we are always, no, I like brushes that reserve the paint. And then the fingers work.
So what size brushes do you use?
Normally between number 6 and 24.
And how do you stop getting those lines? The lines from the water.
I don't understand the question.
How do you make it look so smooth?
Oh, it's a difficult to answer in English. So smooth. How I define the lines with the Chinese patience. Chinese patience. We must be patient and persistent. Never give up. Okay? Wet on wet, wet on dry. It depends that what the portrait wants. If the portrait wants that the sheet, it's not a sheet paper. Okay, is wet. I paint in wet. Sometimes the details normally is dry. Yes, dry brush with paint and details. The beard, the stubbles are not painted. I don't use mask. I don't like use mask. Never use mask. But these little stubbles are made with a scalp. With very careful. With a scalp. Scalp. A knife. Yeah. Yeah. If you made me questions. If you put questions, it's easy for me. Because if my English is so poor that if you don't make questions, I don't say what, and now I say what.
How long would it take you to do
a portrait? Yeah, a portrait. 1 month, 1 month and a half, 2 months. That depends. Yeah.
And would that be every day that you work on it?
I work every day. Every day, and when I say every day, it's every day. Saturday and Sunday also. It's every day. I work every day. Sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. Sometimes I forget lunch. I work and work and work, and my wife knock at my studio and, do you don't want to lunch? Lunch? Ah, okay, yes, of course. But every day.
On your second photo, on your second picture that you showed,
Mm-hmm.
you just have slight colouring.
Yeah.
Is that put wet on dry or wet on wet?
Wet on wet. Wet on wet. The first layers are on wet on wet. Every time.
How do you said about keeping transparency.
Yeah.
How do you manage that with so many layers?
With very transparent portions. And sometimes I subvert the watercolor. We teach that watercolor, it's from the more light to dark. Many times I subvert that. Many times I give layers, dark layers, and after I put a layer after a light layer, and the results so good.
Do the ladies' elderly ladies' portraits?
Yes.
Do you stick with them?
No, ladies also. It's I paint in more men's than ladies because in my region It's a country region, and people of that age, women don't like photos. And the husbands don't like take photos of his women.
Do you work mostly from photographs? Or do you
Yeah,
several sittings?
no, photographs, because we cannot ask to a 85 years old man or old woman, please stay quiet, because I'm working. They have no patience. And okay, and they get up? No. I talk to him or to her, to them. I talk to them. They trust me, and they relax. And then I am talking, I'm taking pictures, talking and taking pictures. I made several pictures, 40, 50 pictures of each model. And then in my studio, I look and I choose, and sometimes, in this case, this portrait, I have 3 or 4 pictures of him, and I made the final portrait. It's not a mix, but okay, I like the light here, I don't like here, okay. No, curiosity, one curiosity. This guy, I was 3 years behind him to take photos. 3 years. And he don't let me. No, and no, and no. And I insist, but one photo, no, and no, and no, and no. Because in my region, you see, you look at me. I'm a tall guy, I'm blonde, my eyes are blue, yeah? In my region, we are like this. Small guys, brown eyes. Right now no, but I had my hair was black, and this guy is tall, blue eyes, and I'm fascinated with. I know this guy for 50 years, but I never spoke with him. Good day, good afternoon. When I tried to take a photo, he look at me. Why? I'm to make a picture. No, I don't want pictures. 3 years. But
What did he think in the end of his portrait? What did he think in the end?
when he looks to this portrait and to another portrait that if you want, I show you that I made 2 portraits of this individual. He looks for his portrait and say, "Wow, I'm this guy." Yes, you are. Your machine is very good. And I said to him, "It's not a picture, it's a painting." Oh, are you kidding me? No, it's a painting. Okay. And I show, because I photograph all the process every time, and I show him, wow, 3 years, but
How did you break the ice? How did you break the ice? He was trying for 3 years.
The meaning of the question, I don't understand.
How did you convince him?
I did convince. Okay. One day, there are several young guys like him in the square, and I was talk to him and take photos, and and I thought, today is the day. Today is the day. And I turned my camera to him. No, he said, just one. And he told me, okay, but just one. Just one. Just one each time. And then he relaxed. And he started speaking with his friends, and I said, okay, now it's mine. And I made probably 60 photos or more, because I need to have my reservation of photos.
Only chance.
Yes, the only chance I made many, so many. When you are, when I am okay. When I will be boring, no. What you say? Hey, it's enough. Go.
Have you always done portraits? Did you start with anything else?
Sorry?
Have you always done portraits?
No.
Did you start with something else?
Yes, I start with the landscape. I start with landscape, and mainly urban landscape. But
Would you say portraits are more difficult than
yes, much more, much more difficult. Yeah, it's a challenge. A portrait is a challenge.
I did one once at the art class, and it looked like something out of Nightmare on Elm Street. A horror film. Very difficult.
Yes, it's a. I forgot that I have this. It's a big challenge, and I gonna say a thing in English. In English, if I was say a word that it's bad interpretation, forgive me, because it's not my intention. Okay. There was a painter in Portugal who dies 4 or 5 years ago. His name is Julio, but it wasn't me. It was other Julio. It was a great painter, and he painted portraits also. Now is the word in English. Oh. And he said, once he say, and I keep that sentence in my head. Portrait suck as no, it's not a suck as our soul. When we are painting a portrait, when I am painting a portrait, I don't do anything more. Yeah. I tried to paint another thing. I like to paint very much old olive trees, because of the anthropomorphic shapes. It's the right word. Shapes.
Do you get obsessed with capturing the likeness of the person?
Yeah, almost an obsession, yes. Yes.
You must have a good camera and be a good photographer too.
No, I'm a bad photographer. I'm horrible. When the cameras use films, I buy 10, 12, I don't, rolls of films, and I made so many. And when I take the films to reveal, and when I went to take my photos, they gave me, your photos? No, not my photos. I bring 10 rolls. Yeah, but it's what you got. Now it's more easy because digital. And, oh, nice. And when I go to my computer and put the card, yeah, it's not the photo that I take. It's horrible. No. My wife yesterday told, because I telephoned to my wife and said, oh, this region is beautiful, it's fantastic. And she told me, take photos and send me. And I said, why take photos? You don't, you know I am a great photographer.
Do you actually use a camera or do you use your phone?
A camera,
Proper camera?
yeah. I don't like photos by phone. Phone, it's not a camera, a photographic camera. No, I use a good camera. I have a good camera. I have a Leica. It's Leica in English. This Leica. Yes, I have a Leica. It's a good camera, but Leica, she don't know how to photograph alone. Needs me, and I don't. I can help her. She is very, very good, but I'm very, very bad. No way. No way.
And do you use a magnifying glass when you're painting? Do you use a magnifying
No. Never. I never use a magnifying glass.
You use a magnifying glass.
No, never.
You paint so big. You're painting.
Yes, this format is not my favorite format. My favorite format is 1 meter or more. I paint, I don't know how to say it in English, big plan. No, but close up. Yes, close up. Yes, I like to paint close up, but big close ups. Big. I like to paint big. I'm small, but I like to paint big.
Do you use a very limited palette? A few colours?
Yes, because I understand that we don't need many colors. Blue, yellow, red. With these 3 colors, you made almost the colors that you want.
What are your favourite colours to work on? Blue, red, yellow. What's favourite?
Brand or
Like burnt umber or blue.
okay, no, it's cobalt blue, yellow, yellow, and red. I don't know the name of the English name, but blue is cobalt. It's the only I know. These 3 colors are enough. Sometimes I get another color. If I am extremely lazy, lazy, I get another color, because with these three colors we must mix and do. If I am lazy, oh, I need a brown. Okay, yeah, it it's good. Black, for instance, I never use black, watercolor black. It's horrible. I made my blacks. I have I have a painting over there. It's a ballerina with your beautiful legs. Hmm? The background is black, but I do my blacks. I never use watercolor blacks because they are horrible. They don't know how to do blacks. Or we paint blacks and we saw, oh, it is green. Oh, it's blue. Oh, it's, wow. Aubergine. Aubergine. So, if you want that I go. Okay?
When you're meeting people and you're getting to know them before you paint them, do you do sketches by hand then, or purely take photographs?
That depends. If it's a person that have a patience to stop for 10, 15 minutes, I made a quickly sketch. But normally these people don't have this patience. Take the photo quickly, please. Stop. I'm drawing. Oh, no.